Hello, welcome to Late Night Snack. I'm Allison Kinnear. And for those of you who are new to Late Night Snack, it's something I do every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock where I jump on and I talk about parenting, leadership, and life. And this month I am focusing on confidence. Tonight I'm going to be talking about confidence and fear. Big topic. And hello, Yuha. I'm so excited to see you on here. Hello. Confidence and fear. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because I think sometimes we think that confidence and fear are mutually exclusive. Like if you have confidence, you have no fear. If you have fear, you have no confidence. And I think that oftentimes they ride shotgun together. They ride in the same car together. And I want to just talk more about that. Hello, Julie. So glad you're tuning in. So tonight, I want to first start off by telling a story about confidence and about fear. So this morning I gave a talk at the Polka Dot Powerhouse, which is a networking group for women, business owners, entrepreneurs. And the talk was scheduled for midday today. But I woke up today in a total funk. Like I was just not myself. I was really tired. And I was also just kind of like in a lot of avoiding behaviors. So I was really wanting to be on Facebook a lot. I was really like going down the YouTube rabbit hole. I just kind of wanted to check out. And while there was a part of me that was like really in that and just like, let's just do path of least resistance stuff, there was another part of me that was just kind of observing myself in that, kind of like, that's interesting. Like, you want to spend 2 hours on, or, an hour on Facebook this morning, or, oh, why are you checking out YouTube videos? Like, that's usually something you do later in the evening. So there was a part of me that was just kind of like watching that happen. And in the morning, something that I have been doing for the past month is doing a walking meditation. For those of you who don't know, like you can do meditation in the traditional sense, of thing that you probably mostly think about, which is where you're sitting, you're very still, and you meditate. Sometimes that doesn't exactly work for me. As a mom and as a business owner, I am like go, go, go. And so when I stop, I tend to fall asleep. But walking meditation, I've really enjoyed. It's where you're walking very slowly, very deliberately. And it's a beautiful practice around meditation. So if it's hard for you to sit still for that long, you can try walking meditation. So I've been doing that pretty consistently for the past month, and it's been wonderful. I really love it, and I look forward to the time. But this morning, I was like, there was a part of me that was just like, I am not doing that today. I do not want to do that. Let's get back on my phone. So that other part of me that was just kind of observing it was like, oh, okay, because this pattern has happened before where I'm like, yeah, it could be I'm tired, but because it's the morning and I got a pretty good night's sleep, I have a feeling it's not that. I'm pretty sure it's fear. And so I was just kind of noticing how I was behaving and kind of noticing with like, I'm pretty sure you're in fear right now. And gently, I kind of nudged myself to, I've learned not to like grab myself by the collar and like, go do it. But I kind of gently got myself into my walking meditation, and I decided to meditate with my fear. So I spent 20 minutes walking slowly and deliberately, just being with my fear. And it reminded me of the saying, I don't know if you've heard this saying, where people will say things like, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I love that saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's kind of what I did this morning by making myself meditate. But what I think is interesting is that I tend to just skip over the feel the fear part and jump right into the do it anyway. And this morning, I feel like everything was just like slowing down for me to just feel into the fear. And I'll tell you, I don't really know why it was there. I think I had some breakthroughs, some awarenesses that came up earlier this week. I received some compliments and some acknowledgments from people who I really respect and admire this week, and I had the speaking of engagement. So I don't know if it felt like it was a combination of a lot of things. And not that I was nervous about speaking, but there's something about being seen, about putting ourselves out there, that can stir up a lot of fear. And so while I have a great amount of confidence in speaking, and I have a great amount of confidence in my work and me and who I am, fear is also there. And I think about Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote a great book called Big Magic. And she talks about the creative process and how fear is something that needs to get in the car with you. It can only live in the back seat, and it's not allowed to touch the steering wheel. It's not allowed to drive. It's not even allowed to touch the radio. But if you don't let fear in the car, it will stop you. It will get bigger, it will get louder, and it will stop you from going anywhere. And so part of that, inviting myself to be close to my fear this morning, was like inviting that fear to ride in the car with me. It's not necessary that confidence is there and there's no fear. Sometimes that happens, and that's fantastic. What confidence does, I think more so, is that it helps you have a conversation with your fear. It helps you be in and like recognize and acknowledge the fear and be with it, to actually feel the fear so that you can do it anyway. So that was, I say that because I see a lot of clients, or I hear a lot of people who are like, oh, my inner critic showed up again. And like, oh, when is that going to end? When is that going to stop? Like, when can I just kick that inner critic and kick that fear to the curb and just not have it come back? And the answer is, I don't know if it will like never go away. We have to continue to work with it. But the more we dialogue with our fear, the more we have a conversation with our fear, the more we can be with our fear and see it's not going to kill us, that we can be with our fear. I mean, I'm telling you, that was the slowest I have walked, and I was like sweating. My heart was racing. I had a knot in my stomach. My shoulders were tight. I could feel like my teeth vibrating, like rattling in there. That's how much fear I was in. Not like I was being afraid of being attacked or anything like that. It wasn't that kind of fear, but just more like that low level, that stuff that gets in your way. It gets in the way of having the hard conversation. It gets in the way of doing the thing that needs to be done, of saying the thing that needs to be said. It's that kind of fear. And to like be with it is what helped like shift it, to help it transform, to help it move into something else. By the time I went to my speaking engagement, I was great. I was able to stand up, be confident, not have the fear take over me, not have the fear drag me down. So I just, I'm like, I don't know if it's good news or bad news to be able to say like, the fear is never going to go away. But you do get better with the fear. It's like, it's not so big. It's not so scary when we can invite it in and say, hello, fear. I see you. Come on, get in the car. What do you need? What are you here to teach me right now? What do I need to know right now? Because we want to just love the parts of us that are full of joy, love the parts of us that are confident, love the parts of us that are brave and courageous. But I think it's equally important to love the parts of us that are full of fear, to love the parts of us that are petty, to love the parts of us that are righteous. Not to condone it and say, go ahead, be petty and righteous, but to say, I see you being petty or wanting to be petty. I'm seeing you wanting to be righteous. I see you fear. I see you. Let's get curious and see what's underneath all of that. Let's get curious and see what it's there to teach us. So that's what I leave you with tonight. Be courageous. Be confident. Don't be afraid of your fear. Welcome it in. dance with it, be with it. And I'm telling you, it's like a game changer, because a lot of people will stay afraid of their fear and they'll keep running from it. They'll distract themselves away. They'll run away from it. They'll keep themselves in a job they hate. They will keep themselves in a relationship they hate. They will keep themselves in a city they hate. They will keep themselves in a house they hate, because they're too afraid to make a change, even though everything in their body, everything in their mind is screaming, let's change. Come on, take that step. It's just because we're afraid of that fear. But when we can feel that fear, we know exactly what actions need to be taken, and we can do so with even more courage, even more confidence than before. So that's what I have for you this week. It's a big one. And it was so interesting that it showed up. I already planned to talk about it, but it showed up so big for me this morning. My kids were out sick with the flu last week. I was out sick with the flu. And so I'm extending my deal on the Conquer the Imposter Summit. If any of you are interested, I'm going to put a link down below. I would love, 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 love to see you there. If you write a review for me, which you can write a review for me whether you come to the summit or not, but if you do, you get an extra $50 off. So please, I'm trying to put myself out there, try to bust through my fear and put myself out there in a bigger way. So if you watch Late Night Snacks regularly, then give me a review on Late Night Snacks. If you have come to any of my events, leave me a review on my events. If you are a client of mine, leave me a review about what it's like to be a client. All of it is welcome and greatly appreciated. And so Yelp, Google, Facebook, just hop on over. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I wish you a full night of uninterrupted sleep tonight and always, except for you, Yuha, who is in a totally different time zone. I wish you a wonderful day. All right. Take care. Have a good night.